metronome, it will sound a little different.
What? Okay. All right.
Okay,
Here's
so
here's the conversation. Go ahead.
Okay.
Rose is on the piano. She's playing a song that
has the notes written out.
it has the notes written. What's the name of the song?
So it's Arabesque.
It's Arabesque by Debussy, right?
Yeah.
Debussy. Arabesque by Debussy. All right. This is the question. All right. The song is written down. It's written down perfectly by the guy who wrote it. He made the song like this, and this is what he wants the song to sound like. The song is written down. The song is written down on paper. You can't interpret it however you want. It's fucking written down just like it's written down. No. It's written down specifically.
I got an analogy.
It's written down specifically. You. Dun 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 dun. That's at a certain beat. That's a certain tone.
What's the question?
Why do you need a conductor in an orchestra?
Okay, here's another analogy, right? Because classical music.
We hear yours, but then we're gonna hear yours. So remember it. Go ahead.
So classical music is a lot like traditional martial arts, and jazz music is a lot like fighting, right? And they can intermix, right? But so you could actually if the orchestra was in sync enough, they could still play the song without the conductor, but it won't sound as good or it won't be as in unison, right?
Yeah. And
so if you compare it to traditional martial arts, right? So if you do a kata, boom, 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 that's the specific, you know what I'm saying? Like punches and blocks and everything, and you're blocking this punch coming. So and the application of it in a real life scenario is this, right?
Yeah.
But I can go bah, and then add an extra ki or something, or hold an extra really an extra more expression in a certain punch. Whereas we might not do the same kata the same exact way. Me doing it versus you doing it. But hold on, so if you take that a step further and you put those some of them people that do forms together, that would be kind of if you had a master telling them, you know what I'm saying, coordinating them together so that they do it all at once. That would be kind of what you're doing in an orchestra, because you're trying to make sure that they all stay together and they're all doing it the right way or whatever. But at the same time, that's not the best analogy, just because those groups, they end up doing it by themselves anyway. However, I was going to say with this retardando right here, the reason you need the conductor is because you have this RIT right here. So there's 4 beats.
Like that too, crescendo, diminuendo. That's dang. The conductor, okay? Look, this harpist right here.
Yeah.
They're gonna play a note, but there's a thing called crescendo or diminuendo. Crescendo means you go louder. You go smaller to bigger in volume. Right?
Yeah, right.
So when you raise the volume of something, you have to have a control over how fast you increase it. Right.
Right.
So the conductor is there to show you, you know what I mean, by his gestures, how much you should increase it.
It's kind of like his interpretation of it. So he's kind of playing with everybody like this, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you have multiple people. He's like the puppet master.
Yeah, he's the puppet master. So it's not
he's
the individual musician's interpretation.
when you come in here, you need to be at this volume. And then if you but you need to be at this volume, and then when I raise my hand up here, now it's at this volume, and then I raise my hand up here. Now you're going even higher volume. So you need people to be all in sync and be able to follow one guy to.
If you think about it, it's okay. So when you play an individual solo song, you're interpreting this is my interpretation of say Debussy, right? But if you're doing a orchestra, it's the conductor's. It's the conductor's interpretation. No, it's the musician's interpretation of the conductor's interpretation.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
We haven't been here in a second. All right. But you can do a kata however you want, in a sense.
Yeah, but if you
a kata is a set of moves, but you can sit there and go.
Yeah, like having extra breath or like some artistic expression.
But you can't have an artistic expression in Debussy's song is what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
you can't.
No, okay, but let me explain, right? So you never let me do it. So
you can't get on the piano and go dun dun.
No, you can't. Dun, right here, retardando, Pat.
Dun.
This is how you do it. Stop.
You can't do that. That's not his song.
Everybody has an interpretation. Everybody has an interpretation of each composer. Otherwise, why would he even play music?
Okay, all right. Well, all right. So y'all got so you're right on that one. Hold on, all right, hang tight. But if we practice this song a trillion fucking times, we don't practice it different. We're not gonna get there one day, and we're not gonna get to the performance, and the conductor's gonna come out and go, I hope you motherfuckers are ready. I'm about to hit you with it.
Feeling different that day, like it'll come out, like you won't be.
But it's supposed to be down here. But tonight I'm gonna just go, and you're not ready for it. I'm gonna hit you when it's supposed to be low. I'm gonna hit you high. Y'all better like you wouldn't do that.
Depending on what he ate that day, he might hold it like a smidge longer, or he might just have that spit. Like it's just hard to explain exactly like how.
But
like it'll make you feel a certain way.
He wouldn't be playing the song though.
Huh?
He wouldn't be playing the song then. He'd be.
What do you mean?
Then he would be doing like when everybody gets it, like
No, he is playing the song, but check this out.
You know how all of my cousins go and sing the Whitney Houston song with all that extra shit. Oh, well,
yeah, well, there's a lot of expression in those songs. Like classical is more. Hold on, stop. Oh. Okay, like classical music, there's a lot of rules, and it's a very like strict. But there still is in those strict, rigid lines. In between, there's still a little bit of expression that you can have. And that's what's crazy about classical music is that with like say jazz or say like R&B and like pop music or whatever, there's a ton of there's a ton of expression. Like there's like these are the rules, right? Boom, 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 boom. So in between those you have the expression.
Where's the fermata? Where's the fermata? Fermata that's exactly what that means.
But the classical rules are so much more like it's harder to see where the expression lies. Especially the more trained ear you have, the more you can, like, ooh, like, dang, they fucking did this instead of that, you know. But it's very subtle.
Yeah, but what I'm asking is then why is there a conductor though? If we practice the song 10 hours a day, 7 days a week for 6 months because we're gonna go and perform at Juilliard, why do we need a conductor if we practice the song the way the song's supposed to be? He's not gonna fake us out.
Because there's so many people in the orchestra. There's so many.
There's just a lot. It's just hard to keep everybody together.
There's so many people.
But if we practice the song over and over and over and over again,
group of like 5 people.
Is that not how you?
If there's 5 people, you don't need a conductor. If there's only 3 people, you don't need a conductor.
Like they'll do trios without a conductor.
If you have like 50 people,
it's
you
a lot
need
of
conductor. That you need someone to follow because. Not everybody's paying attention, like you know.
What do you mean not everybody's paying attention? And then get off the team.
Because there's like so many things that can go wrong. It's just a lot of. Then why would I need a corner, right? I don't need no corner because I could just fight by myself.
You don't need a corner. That's what I've been saying this whole time.
Why do we pay all this extra money to our coaches? Then
NFL teams need head coaches, like people that call the plays and shit. You know what I mean?
But
okay, right. No, hold on. NFL coaches are paid to call the plays. That'd be different if we were if all 15, 30 of us were playing a fucking song while another orchestra and a different conductor was playing another song. It was like trying to fucking play over us, and we was. No. But it's not. It's just us playing one song.
It's talking about the basic facts of organization. It's just the basic facts of organization. You just need one dude. If there's a big group of people, like they need someone to follow if they're gonna try to accomplish the goal of playing.
It's mostly like orchestras don't like most of the time. It's never like that. Like you'll never have the same group of people in an orchestra. Not never, but like it's very rare to have like we all know each other and we play with each other for hundreds of years.
But
How would you know when to start?
Because we
count everybody in. Who would start the song?
We practice all of this shit, and we'd all be sitting there.
Who would do it?
We'd all be sitting on
like, okay, ready, y'all?
Like look at each other in the eyes, like okay, you ready? You ready? Go.
Yeah.
You need someone to count.
You gotta designate.
You raise your hand and you go, all right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
But you gotta put that person's the conductor.
Yeah, then that person's the conductor. Why not have a guy that's specifically designated to do all those signals that?
No, but the conductor's not just starting a song. He's doing all kinds of other shit. He's telling this guy over here, okay, you want to be at this level, and then you want to be at this level. Like that guy doesn't. They don't know that. They don't know that.
They know it. It's just an extra help. It's just extra. They don't need it.
He's a communicator.
You know what?
He's a facilitator.
Stop. Okay, wait.
He's a facilitator.
The conductor is mainly important for the preparation of the actual performance, and then by the time the performance comes, he's just kind of like reminding everybody what they've practiced for so long, and then it just makes it happen. You know what I mean? But like most of the bulk of the conductor's work is done beforehand, just like the musicians. The bulk of the work is done beforehand, but then they actually got to just perform. You know what I mean? Like that's a whole other thing. But same thing with the head coach. It's like by the time the fight comes around, you're not really telling me anything that I don't already know.
I also have another.
Good answer. Oh shit! I was about to cut it right there, but
I have another point. You need to add this. This part is really important because every single classical piece has a historical significance of when it was like first performed. You know what I'm saying? Like, and how the composer wanted it to be done. So exactly.
So by the time we get down
to now, they need someone to interpret that. So they need one interpretation of that piece,
right?
And that interpretation is then translated to the musicians who are like, okay, how do you want me to play this? How do you want me to play that? So then the conductor will be like, okay, yeah, this loud, but not that loud. You know what I'm saying? So, like, because the musician's job is just to play the notes. It's not to do all the research behind each piece that they're playing. It's more. I mean, they do the research on their role in it, but they don't want it. They don't need to know the historical significance of the piece.
It's like a movie. It's like like a director of a movie, right? Like so, certain movies, like certain actors, depending on their level of expertise, they can ad lib or they can add another like whatever. But then there's more serious movies where there's like no fucking add your shit, like say what the fuck is on the script. So it just depends sometimes. So like there's certain like interpretations where it's like that sounds really nice, like do that, and then it's like no, play it like this. I don't know, you know what I mean? Yeah.
But on performance night, you're not gonna just all of a sudden start playing in a different way.
Well,
you're gonna play
you might. I don't know because performance night is just. I don't know. It's just not robots though.
It's like it's in real time.
You can't compare it to fighting. We might say go out there and take this motherfucker down, and you go out there, you stay standing the whole time. That's totally different. If we're supposed to play the song like this, we're not gonna go out there and all of a sudden one guy out of 50 all of a sudden starts playing the real.
It's way like fighting has way more variables. I'm not saying
that's why it's not a good comparison.
Classical music are this, you know. But there's still a variable you have to control. Like you do have to like, but it's almost like the structure around those variables are so much that it almost makes it more like significant. It's almost more like the more rules there are, the more like stress it puts on those like interpretations and variables because it's so like you see everybody just like holding it together, not trying to make no mistake, you know.
Okay, all right, hold on. We're gonna wrap it up, or this about to either start part 2. I don't know. So you telling me that when it comes down to performance night, if the conductor didn't show up, these motherfuckers can't play no music?
No, they probably could.
They could
beautifully
whip it together, and it might sound all right.
There might be some mistakes, you know.
It would not be the composer's interpretation based on what the composer wants.
Why would there be mistakes other than just the normal mistakes?
It might not be.
It's not mistakes. It's just this particular interpretation.
They would play it exactly like they would if he was there because that's what they practice to do. Somebody's got to agree with that.
Sometimes when you hear it in person, like I feel like if you had more like live performances, like if you went to more like live, like if you were, because like hearing an audio, like okay, we should play some different recordings of the same song and different people playing it of like classical songs, like classical piano pieces, and it'll sound different. Like it's still the same fucking like notes and technically on.
No, I know people.
The
I know.
answer to that question is to go join an orchestra.
I know people.
It is to play without the
I know,
conductor.
bruh. Come on, man. If the conductor's not there, there's not gonna be like.
Why are you so anti-conductors?
I'm not anti-conductor. What I'm saying is that.
It makes it better to have a guy that's designated to interpret the piece from the composer.
What I'm saying is that if we just train.
We're not saying that they couldn't. It's just it wouldn't be what the conductor wanted.
It might be what the conductor wanted, but it also might not be. He's not there to hold them accountable. Like
It would be exactly what they train to do. They practice. It would be.
Are wild cards. You never know.
Also,
No, the conductor's not going to show up on performance night and say, you know what?
Start making a mistake and not even know it. And then, like, the conductor, they might start making an actual mistake in the piece and nobody's there to correct them because the other guys don't care. Like, they're not listening to other people's parts. They're just playing their own part. They don't...
So Kevin's fucking up, and Kevin don't know he's fucking up, so he's fired.
He might not be
happened.
fired, but someone needs to tell him.
We both... I know I've played for groups.
I fucked up
like,
in an orchestra before.
Yeah, and I've been told, like, by the conductor... I actually do. Mr. Mike used to get on me so hard for not having the right rhythm on this shit. You know what I mean? And like, and you play together as you're like I said, the bulk of the conductor's work is done before. Like performance night, it's not as essential, but it is. It's still, but it's not.
There's a lot of details.
It's the same. It's just think about it as the corner man. The corner man, you could have your fucking.
It's not the same.
Your corner man.
It's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same.
You can't use that.
It's not the same.
It's just not going to make sense.
It's just not the same. It's not going to make sense to nobody. It's not the same. If you practice singing a song, fa la 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 la, and that's how you're going to sing it, then when you show up to performance night, you're going to sing it the way that you practice singing it.
You might wing it. You might change it all up. You might. I'm not even joking. I've done it.
Okay, Pat. Here's the thing. Okay, so
You're not supposed
so
to.
back in the day, like back in the day when like orchestras were more of like a societal kind of like people come together like you know how we all get together for like football games or some shit or like the UFC's on, we're all gonna go to a performance.
Yes.
People would do that with orchestras. People would, and the composers like Mozart and all the WCs and all those people were like rock stars back in the day. So when Mozart would like, we should watch Amadeus.
Yeah.
Like again,
that's a good movie.
It's a good one. Like so the performance and the composer would be directing everybody, and he would come out and be like, "This is my piece. Like this is what I got," and then he would be like it would be his creation. Like he would be up here, and this is like what he's doing. So that's kind of what like it's. I guess nowadays
he was a composer and conductor.
Yeah, and so nowadays conductors aren't not always composers or whatever. And they're like gone are the days really when like those days they play
older pieces. They play they don't play like some composers do end up conducting their own pieces nowadays too.
But it's not like the way it was when Mozart was around, you know. But that's like what the significance of a conductor. So now it's just mostly people are just like recreating that, I don't know. Like I think it's just like the conductor was way more essential back then, but it's still essential.
If we are in a band and we are an orchestra. How many people is fast, my man? If we were in an orchestra, how many people in an orchestra? 150, 30?
You don't even know.
I don't. How many people?
You can make it as many people as you want.
How many people in a New York City orchestra?
I don't know. That's a good question. The New York Philharmonic.
The big orchestra. We don't. You know what I mean?
Let's water the plant.
Hold on, man. Don't go nowhere. Hold on. I'm going to wrap this up. It's almost done. I got 30 seconds. If we practice a song 7 hours a day, 5 days a week for 6 months because we're going to go and train at the Philharmonica, or we're going to go and perform. If we perfect the song and we get perfect at it and we're ready to go and perform, and the night of performance, 106, on the night of performance, fucking Master fucking Lou don't show up, we're going to play the song the exact same way that we would have if he was there because that's the song we practice to play. Somebody give me some info.